Hello everybody! So, as the video title suggests, I am going to be making some pasta sauce today. I go through a lot of pasta sauce at home and I realized that I could probably be saving a lot of money if I just learned how to make it myself. Now, these are the parameters. Obviously, I want to be able to save more money and actually make it cost less than actually buying pre-made pasta sauces. Phil and I, we eat this one, which is the Classico Italian sausage, peppers, and onions. Obviously, I'm not going to be replicating this, one for one, but I'm going to be trying to use the ingredients that are written at least on the title here. Maybe not the Italian sausage because we actually add our own meats into the pasta, but one of these runs us about $5 at our local grocery store. And I have a recipe and I'll put it in the link below, and if I were to 4 times the amount, it would get us about 5 of these. So 5 of these is $25. I'm going to go to the grocery store right now and I'm going to go buy a bunch of stuff and all the ingredients, and we'll see if it actually costs us less than this. So, we'll try and figure it out, but that's the goal. The goal is to have fresh pasta sauce, 5 of these jars, and hopefully it'll be cheaper. So let's go to the grocery store. Welcome back to the kitchen, you guys. So I've got everything here, all of the fresh vegetables, fresh herbs, and all of the canned tomatoes here, and everything came out to $15 and $30. So obviously way cheaper than the $25 that we're kind of working with, which is really amazing. This is almost $10 worth of savings. Now, I did go to a local supermarket. So if you guys have like a giant chain or something like that, you might be able to get some of these things a little bit cheaper. But these were on sale today. They were normally $2.99, but they were $2 today. So I mean, like adding $4 onto it, still $19, still saving a bit of money. That's really awesome. So we're gonna continue on and we're gonna work on this kind of adding in all the ingredients now and making the sauce, because saving money is one step. The other step is making like a finished product that actually tastes really good that I want to make again. So let's go through the ingredients and let's look through all the steps and see what we need to do. So the recipe that I'm actually using is from cookingchanneltv.com, and like I said, it's going to be down in the description below. But I like this because the level was really easy and the portions were alright. Just a side note, remember I am quadrupling the recipe just so that I can make a larger batch, and then we'll just kind of see how it goes. But essentially, let's see what we're supposed to do. It says, in an 8-inch saucepan, add the olive oil along with the onion and turn the heat to medium. Add a small pinch of salt and saute until the onion softens. Okay, so that means I need to chop up my onions and then saute them in olive oil. Okay, I need to go do that. Those are the onions. They're not really finely chopped, but my eyes are about to give way to a torrent of tears. So I'm just gonna stop it at that. That's 2 onions. I'm thinking that that's probably enough. I'm just gonna save the 3rd onion for something else. So now I'm gonna saute this until it is golden brown. Oh, so while I am kind of doing this stuff, I'm just gonna let you guys know I am tweaking the ingredients a little bit. Philip doesn't like garlic, so I'm not gonna add any garlic. And as you can see, that pan right there that's sizzling, that's not gonna be enough to hold all of this. So I'm gonna finish sauteing the stuff and I'm gonna dump it into a bigger pot. So like this thing. So obviously you're not supposed to, but I figured, whatever, it's fine. So I'm just gonna do it in the frying pan just because it takes less time to do it there. Then I'll dump it in here, and then we'll kind of add everything in here, and then we'll kind of go through the steps. So right now, I'm still finishing off the sauteing the onions, and then after, we're gonna dump everything in here. Okay, capiche? Yeah. You know what? The action's all the way over there. So why don't I'm just gonna move you over there. Just give me a second. Welcome to the stove. So I'm just working on the onions right now, but they're okay, they're on medium heat. I'm actually gonna go and maybe chop up some of the oregano and the basil. We need the oregano right away, and then the basil comes in later. So I'm just gonna go do that right now. So just like, I'll be right back. A note for all you aspiring chefs out there, get a better can opener. You will thank yourself for it later. Like, this took me forever to open those cans. Anyways, I think the garlic is ready. I'm gonna dump it into the pot now. Right. Next, I'm supposed to add the tomatoes and sugar and oregano and partially cover the lid and let it simmer until it reduces in for 20 minutes. Okay, this is easy, so I'm gonna do that right now. That's all four. So, sugar. I still haven't bought any sugar yet, so I keep on stealing sugar from people, but I just don't want to buy sugar. I don't ever really need it. So, you know what, let's just... There you go. Good enough, I think. This is the recommended amount of oregano that they want in this here. I have a lot of it left over. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna dump this in right now. And I'll just chop up the rest and just dump it in. I mean, I hope it's okay. I mean, like, this is the first batch, so it's going in. Turns out there wasn't much left over. Most of the leaves that I got in that thing was actually like rotting and dead, so, well, that's all there is. So let's start mixing it quickly. All right, and we're supposed to leave this for 20 minutes with the lid kind of semi-off. Like that. So, we'll come back in 20 minutes. And welcome back. It's been 20 minutes of reduction. I think it only like reduced like maybe like a... Yeah, we know. I think it only reduced like 100 milliliters of water or whatever, but it's okay, this is the next step. So I'm supposed to take the basil. I'm supposed to kind of hand tear it. So, okay. I can understand why though, because basil is quite delicate compared to oregano. So you don't want to be chopping it because then you're kind of like squeezing out all of like the really nice kind of tasty juices. At least that's what I've been told. So I'm just gonna grab a couple of leaves here. Oh, there's a lot in here. Well, you know, hopefully I get to use it for other things. But anyways, I'm just gonna grab a lot of these leaves and I'm just gonna hand tear it. I don't actually know exactly how like, you know, how small these kind of like pieces are supposed to be. But I'm assuming that like when I eat, I don't want to have like giganto pieces of basil. I'm thinking that I'm gonna try and use as much of it as possible. So then I don't have to worry about it. You know, what's the worst that can happen? This tastes way too basil-y? Well, I mean, that could be a really bad thing. But I'm gonna add a little bit more. Okay, cool. And then I'm supposed to add salt and pepper to taste. Let's do that right now. So pepper. So I think that the ingredients itself actually tells you kind of like a ballpark of how much pepper you're supposed to use. I personally really love using pepper. I really like pepper, so I always add a lot of it, and I actually use less salt than what's required. So they ask for sea salt, so this is sea salt. So instead of using, I don't know how much they want, I'm just gonna put a little bit. Because like what's great about pasta sauce is that you can have it pretty neutral, and then for this one you kind of add it to other things, like, you know, in the future if I wanted to add like ground beef or something like that, and maybe even a little bit of cheese and stuff, then that will kind of flavor the sauce itself, and then I don't have to worry too much about it. Rather than making it too salty right now and then trying to kind of thin it, I'd rather add salt later than to try and kind of like dilute it now. But I'm supposed to kind of stir this a little bit, let it cook for about 5 more minutes, and then it's supposed to kind of cool off completely before we put them into the jars. So this is going to be a long time between now until, like, you know, the part where I actually get to put everything in jars. So between then and now, I'm going to be cleaning all the jars that I've been collecting. I'm going to put the basil back. I'm going to kind of clean my work surface, and then we will be back together and we can finish this really cool pasta sauce together. So I'll see you guys in a bit. And the camera angle has changed again. So I think the sauce has cooled enough. I'm going to be moving it into these jars over here. Now, I don't have a funnel, but my friend Christy bought me a really awesome French press, and this is actually the glass from it, and it has like a kind of pour spout. So I'm just gonna use this, and it's great because it's about the same size as the jar, so I can kind of like just pour it in, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna time lapse this right now, and then we'll see how much product we made. Okay, so we're done. So we have come up with 5 jars and they're full. And I'm really happy about this because this was kind of in line with what I was expecting to make with the ingredients that I got. And I think what's really great is, let's say in the future if I were to add like mushrooms or something like that, we would be able to get even more sauce out of it because it'll be a little bit more thick. And that's something that Phil actually mentioned too, because he's back and he was trying it out. He really liked the fact that the sauces are actually quite thick, which is really, really awesome. Anyways, I'm going to let them cool off a little bit further and then kind of jar them and finally close them. I'm going to freeze some of these, and apparently they're good up until a month for freezing and up until a week for refrigeration. So I think I might just freeze maybe 3 of them and then keep 2 of them out, or 1 of them, or whatever. We still have a little bit of like other sauces left over, but this was really, really fun. And it was really easy to make, and it tastes really good. And like I said, the consistency is quite thick, which is what I really, really like. But thank you guys for joining me. Let me know if this, if your kind of like experience with this was actually also really fun as well. This was really super cheap. Like I saved what, $12, which is amazing. And we got, you know, fresh products. We have, you know, basil that's fresh, and fresh oregano and fresh onions and everything in here. So I'm really happy with it. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.